Right, here we are again. This time we are here with an amazing new Camaro and John Hotchkis from Hotchkis Sport Suspension. John, this is your Camaro. What year is it?
It's 2011, Matt.
Okay, so we've been to the track and we were doing some racing. I didn't get a chance to drive the car, but you guys were out there just beating the hell out of it as usual. Tell me a little bit about this car.
What's great about this car is it has it's 2011 Camaro. We bought it in a dealer right off the lot and said we needed the Inferno Orange, definitely. And
it'll stand out.
Yeah, it stands out. Put some stripes on it.
Yeah.
Put a Magnuson supercharger on it. BBS wheels, Nitto NTO5 tires, center force dual disc clutch. All of our suspensions, so springs, sway bars, chassis bracing, just a lot on it so that it really works well. We had Catskin do the interior, do Inferno Orange leather along with black leather. And so it's really how we feel a Camaro should be. So you buy it from the dealer and say, okay, I checked all the boxes, everything's cool,
yeah,
but now I really want to upgrade it to the enthusiast version. But the cool thing about this car, as you saw from the track day, we let press people drive it a lot. And
we did a canyon cruise as well in November.
Did a canyon
and people
cruise
were driving
with
around
it.
there.
And if somebody wants to drive it, you say drive it, because that's the way. With suspension, you need to feel it. So you need to feel it through the steering wheel, feel it through the seat, really feel what's going on. And with this car, it's such a testament to good suspension and how to make a really good car even better. So that's why we had it out there, and that's why all the media people at Willow were driving it.
Okay, so as a suspension guy, what kind of improvements did you see in the before and after, from the stock Camaro to what you guys did? Because you've got everything on this car.
You know, as new cars go, the Camaro is really good through the slalom and skid pad on the road course and so on. But we can improve, let's say, the slalom about almost 3 miles an hour. Skid pad, we can get it almost a G from early 9s. And
those are significant changes, though.
Significant
I mean, 3 miles an hour in the slalom is significant.
And at a road course, dramatic amount, because what we do is we also upgrade the tires. So from the factory tires are good, but now we have 275s on the front and 315s on the back. So
it's a lot
serious
more
meat on it.
A lot more tire.
And now with the suspension, the car can use that grip. With stock suspension, it can't really use the grip as well because it wasn't designed for it.
Right.
And now we change the balance, let the car work, let the tires work. And that's everything you feel to the steering wheel. Everything. I wish you'd gotten to drive it at the track, but we'll go back, and that's always an excuse.
I'm driving it before you leave today.
Exactly.
Leave. So the brakes are stock.
Brakes are stock.
But I think the car comes with Brembos, right?
It
so
does.
They're good enough, or you guys can upgrade the brakes?
We may upgrade the brakes, but the brakes were pretty good. You know. So what we do is we say, okay, what can the average guy do? Certainly we could put 6 or 8 piston and ceramic brakes or whatever on this, but it's not really what the Camaro person is going to do.
Right.
So we say, okay, let's envision this whole car, and what can we interior, the supercharger. We spent the money on power and suspension and grip.
Yeah. So what kind of horsepower are you making with the supercharger?
It's over 5, it's about 540. As you can see, our sway bar is down there with new billet brackets and with a supercharger, with we call our strut tower brace. Strengthens and supports the engine compartment, because when you do more power, when you do more grip, better suspension, you need the chassis to be better as well. You need to be, as we talked about, cars twisting and flexing.
Yeah.
You know, a race car, you put it across here and put it into the roll cage.
Do you have chassis brace on it as well, like subframe connectors or some sort of?
We have what we call is our complete chassis brace. So it goes from the front of the unibody back and supports the rear cradle, and so it keeps everything square, because the car. You know, these cars are meant for the 50th percentile driver. Right. And they want something comfortable, and you put your foot on the throttle and sounds good and goes pretty quick. But if you take this on the track, you need to have the rear cradle in the car so it's square.
These have independent rear suspension.
They do.
And even on the older Cobras, like the 2003 Cobras and stuff, you need additional strength on those things. So your brace connects to that rear cradle and creates some stability, ties it into the chassis a little bit more.
Exactly.
How are they mounted? Are they mounted rubber mounted? The cradles?
The cradle's rubber mounted, and it has a mount so that it's for vibration and so on.
Now, do you get a little more vibration in the car now that you're
we've gone crazy. We've replaced all the cradle bushings, all the suspension bushings with polyurethane, and also aluminum and Delrin, and we've tightened this car up incredibly. Because when you put let's say you're going into a corner and you put pressure on the tires, you want to make sure that tire really is going where the steering wheel says it should, or where you feel if the car's sliding or rotating. Any flex in it or anything movement in the suspension cause the car to the the wheels to turn, and if they're turning inadvertently, it doesn't drive as well. So we've gone overboard on this. Now it has more vibration. So we had Catskin do the interior, and so it's all leather with orange leather. And you can, when you start it up, you can hear the clutch. It's center force dual disc clutch, because with all this horsepower, you need to have a really good clutch so you can launch hard and so on.
Now, are you running Flowmaster exhaust? It's got a little bit of a Flowmaster sound to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, give it a blip and see what you think. We're
about to screw up somebody's show that are recording.
Oh, okay, don't do that.
Sounds pretty good.
That's why I wanted him to do that, because I can't screw up Adam's show.
Who was that? It was producer Jeff.
That's right.
He said to do it. I just do what he says. You guys do the old Camaros as well, obviously the Mopars and stuff. How close can you take a 68 Camaro and make it handle like this one?
Well, this is the cool but maybe embarrassing part about this whole story. You know, Carl Casanova's car was tested by Edmunds. So we had this car with everything on it, and this thing is awesome. And then they tested Carl's car and the same thing, and it was Josh Jaco and the team over there. You know what they liked? They liked the 68 better than this one.
Were the performance numbers close?
Almost identical.
That's pretty nuts, because that car still has leaf springs in the back, and this has independent rear. This is supposed to be the most advanced in technology. But it's amazing that you can make a leaf spring car handle as well as a 2011 Camaro.
And ride incredibly comfortably. So Carl has a motor that's very similar to this, steering that's similar to this. So on the outside,
I was in that car. That car's great.
And he drives it so smoothly, and you can carry speed, and you can do things with an old Camaro that you never could before, with a suspension and then really an engineered outlook on the car.
Excellent. Well, look, I appreciate you coming down. This is always fun. I love hanging out with you. One of the nicest guys in the industry. Throw out a website so everybody can look up your suspension stuff, watch the videos.
Oh, it's easy. It's,
tons of car porn.
Tons.
I almost got John to say car porn.
It's going to take one more show to do that. No, it's easy. Just HOTCHKIS.net, Hotchkis.net, videos, car porn.
Got
exactly. And test numbers, product information, everything for new muscle cars, old cars, and trucks, C10 trucks as well.
Those things handle amazing on the track.
Yeah, and we also have some BMW, Audi Mini, some sway bar applications for those too.
All right.
Good, Matt. Thank you.